Well, hey, bitch, it's JamiThatsMe here. Listen, you know I'm not talking. I'm not talking unless you giving me likes, you commenting, and you subscribing. You hear me? Good. Listen, I came back because we have to talk about more Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, listen, in the wee hours of the morning, Miss Britt Edy decided that she was going to get down into the comments, all right, of one of these good old blogs here. And she decided to, get into some things where she talks about where the images may have come from. She also, she had a few things to say, and we're gonna get into it. But I also feel like she pretty much called Miss Porsha Williams a liar. All right. Now, you guys know Porsha has started her YouTube channel. With her starting this YouTube channel, she ended up mentioning that that there was somebody that's a part of the cast, or there's a real housewife member that has given Kenya information regarding Brit's news. All right. There's a current housewife right now that's giving Brit news, right? So that's what she said. Well, Kenya came back and Kenya debunked that. And Kenya's like, girl, don't be using me for clickbait, okay? Don't be using my situation for no damn clickbait. Like, don't sit up there and lie. No one gave me no information. Like, stop with your lies. Like, go away from me with this, right? So that is what Kenya says, to be exact. She says, absolutely no one on the show gave me anything. Stop using my situation for clickbait. And, Porsha decided to hop down in those comments, and that's where she told her, now, girl, that's a lie. All right. Porsha told her, we talked day and night, and I personally went to the network / production and fought for you before you showed her underage explicit pics. I also went after as well because I was hurt. You had to leave. I checked on you because I cared and care. I'm not your enemy, Kenya. So this is what Porsha said. But based on the things that Britt Edy is about to come to the front with, kind of proves Miss Porsha to be a liar. All right. And I hate to say it, but I'm just giving it to you guys based on how it shows up to me from Britt Edy. Okay. It is coming off as though Miss Porsha Williams is a liar. And I know a lot of you guys are already like, well, Jami, what's new? All right. A lot of you guys already feel like she's a liar. So we already knew it was some cap in her rap when she came down to the YouTube to begin with. All right. But y'all, I'll leave that up for you guys to have that conversation down below. All right. So let me know your thoughts about it all. But in the meantime, in between time, what I want to do is go ahead and get into some of what Miss Britt had to say. And matter of fact, let me see if I have the exact post where some things took place. Um okay, I think we're here now. The first thing that I'm going to highlight is this post here. Okay, this is the first post. All right, shout out to Reality Entertainment TV, where somebody says to Brit, why is everyone so out for Brit? Like, give her a break. Brit hops in the comments and says, because they all love me. Child, I guess, I be wanting to like her. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I don't want to be one of the people that just can't stand Brit and just hate Brit or whatever the case is. All right. I want to like her, but then there are things that's happening that's making me be like side eye. I can't give you that right now. I need more time. Okay. Now, what's more important than just her saying that everybody loves her because they're so worried about her, concerned about her, and out for her? It's the portion at the bottom where Porsha says Ming is innocent. I'll tell you soon. Well, the reason she's saying that Ming is innocent is because there was a post there that was on Reality Entertainment, and in the comments, somebody says to Ming, they're saying, "Girl, they said that you are the one who provided the RP pics to Kenya." Okay, of your ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend, Britt Edy. Low, low, low down. And for those people that don't know, both Britt Edy as well as Ming dated Rick Ross. I don't know if they dated him around the same time or what, but listen. I think the man could have been for the streets, but that's just my opinion. Well, Ming gets in the comments and Ming says they lied. Case closed. Someone else responds and says, you messy to Ming. You're messy for telling Kenya that girl's business. Cute though. And Ming says the internet told that girl business. What I know is still in my phone. So she's confirming that she has information on Brit and it's still in her phone. She says, I'm not on the show. Not my monkey, not my circus. All right. So that is what Miss Girl had to say. And before we get into what Britt Edy had to say in response to this, let us hop into more. Okay. I want us to hop into this post over here. Okay. So this one says, but you the one that had photos released. Britt says lies. All right. The person says, Kenya said you signed a release for them to be seen. Maybe she's lying, but that's what she said. And then goes on to say, I don't know, but regardless of the situation, I think you're beautiful and fab. Keep your head up. Sorry this happened to you. All right. When I first read it, it was a statement where Kenya said the young lady signed a release. So I'm over here thinking to myself, did she really sign a release? What do you mean release? And somebody has said to me, Jami, I think she's talking about a release as for certain things being on the show. I don't know. I don't know because what Britt is about to tell us, I don't know if there really was a release to it or not. Okay. So let us go ahead and we're going to get into more. All right. So the next thing that I want us to get into is this post here. Okay. Someone says nobody had to tell Kenya. A quick Google search could tell you that. Right. So then Britt gets in the comments and Britt says, show me the quick Google search then. Show the whole comment section, actually. Okay. With a yawning emoji. It's giving y'all is getting tired with these excuses y'all coming up with. I'm just telling y'all that's what it seems like she's saying to me. All right. So that is what she put up. Now I want us to go back and I want us to revisit this comment here. All right. Where Porsha says Ming is innocent. I'll tell you soon, because in the comment section, as I've already told you guys, people somehow, somewhere, okay, I believe some people put in the comments that Jesse Wu may have mentioned that Ming Lee released this information or gave Kenya some information or something like that. So I think that's where a lot of the conversation is coming from my understanding. So Porsha is now saying that Ming is innocent and she'll tell y'all soon. Well, is she? Because Britt Edy then comes down to the comments and she says, internet didn't tell Kenya anything. Because where is it all over the internet? Question mark. Ming told me herself. This is what Britt says. She says Ming told her herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. Girl, not you drunk and running your mouth for a whole hour, spilling your tea. Yikey dikey. Let's keep going. She says she has saved explicit images of me in her phone and had it saved for a rainy day. Whew, girls, I wonder, are you going to be coming after her for holding on to these images and sharing your stuff? Because now it's giving who's really doing the RP around here. Okay. Is it one, the other, or both? That's crazy. So this is what I'm not sure where Jessie got her information. She may have gotten it directly from Britt Edy herself. And here we are looking at Britt Edy say it out her own mouth. Okay. She says, internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet? She already told y'all, show her the Google search. Okay. She says, Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She has saved explicit images of me in her phone saved for a rainy day. Very weird, okay, to admit to. Very weird to admit to. She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. Shrug shoulders, okay? So it seems like she's saying Ming still got a bone to pick with her, all because they may have dated the same person. Maybe they dated the same person around the same time and Ming was able to get access to these photos or something. Not necessarily sure. Maybe she did her own research background check on the woman and got that information on her own as well. All right. Potentially. I don't know where the images and things came from, but according to Britt, Miss Ming Lee, she's accusing Ming of being the person to release said images of her to Kenya. And according to Real Housewives of Atlanta in Kenya, she showed those images at the grand opening of her hair spa. It's the total mess. Okay, so some of the people get in the comments, and this is what they're saying to Britt over here in the comment section. All right, so you see where this is the post I was reading from. You have Britt Edy in the comments. Someone says, I hate the quote unquote internet narrative these bird brain viewers are trying to push. It literally doesn't make sense. Ming is sketchy AF. Someone else responds and says, at Britt Edy, let's be honest, you both were very wrong. You came for Kenya day one. You had preconceived notions about her, and you came in hot like Porsha for real said. She says, I don't condone what Kenya did, but you can't threaten someone and then get mad how they respond. I honestly thought both of you could have been a great duo, but now we'll never know. I doubt you'll be back for a second season. All right. So there's that. Okay, that's what's going on. But keep in mind what I want y'all to know. Miss Porsha said Ming is innocent. I'll tell you soon. But that was just 13 hours before Britt Edy left her comment. So now it's telling me that Porsha, you may have been lying, saying that Ming is innocent. If Britt, your new bestie, is now saying that she's definitely not innocent either. That's what she put in the caption. All right. She put that. She says she ain't innocent either, while you're saying that she is innocent. Okay. In addition to that, for her to say that, Ming had these explicit images of her and saying that I can't help that we dated the same people, it leads me to believe that the pics that were shared of Britt were not underage photos of her. So those are two things that Miss Porsha Williams has come down to the people to say. And I don't know if it's necessarily checking out based on what Britt is saying. All right. But I'll leave you guys to have your thoughts and comments about everything down below. All right. But that's all that I have for you guys at this time. I am Jami. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jami. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like